Idea Man.
Phillip Rivers, I'm sure he feels like he can still do it. I would bet that ball is going to come out of his hand pretty quick.
Innovator.
I'll say this, at 44, you take hits at 37, 38, and you think, oh, God.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
So if Goody called you or called your agent and said, hey, what's Tauscher's level of interest? Finish off the season for us. What would your reaction be?
I would say, Goody, are you drunk?
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tausch, you can go ahead and unbook that Airbnb you had for the Bay Area coming up in early February. The Packers are done. We're done. We're not winning anything.
Stop
That's it. No NFC North, maybe no playoffs, and certainly no Super Bowl.
Okay, why don't we slow down a little bit? Let's slow down a little bit.
That's it. It's all over.
Did the Super Bowl aspirations take a hit last night? No doubt. And do we need to find out where Christian Watson is and where Zach Tom is before we make any of these crazy declarative statements? Yes. But yesterday sucked on a lot of levels. It would, had we just went out to Denver and gotten beat and everybody was, you'd understand it, right? Denver's a good football team. But the way things played yesterday, and it now sets up that Saturday is basically going to be for the division title. I do believe, however Saturday turns, if we can go down to Chicago and find a way, shorthanded, and no Micah, and no Tucker Kraft, and who knows about Watson, we're going to win the division. And whether or not that happens, I don't know. But no, I am not. Last night on the postgame show, I think we all were looking at it, and it was just such a deflating day because Micah's been so good, and when you take him out and all the other guys that we just mentioned, it's all right to sulk and to mope a little bit as fans, but I would guess by Tuesday or Wednesday, I think we can start seeing a path. But as far as going and winning 3 games in a playoff run without some of your best players, yeah, it's going to be really tough.
Well, so on top of that, too, Tausch, you have just what else happened around the league. You had the Bears, who we play on Saturday. Dominant performance, albeit against the Browns, but they looked amazing. The Vikings are winning again somehow. We still got them at the end of the year. Wouldn't they like to give us a little taste in that final game?
Yep, that's the way this business works, and it's just crazy because last week at this time, we couldn't have been bumping off the walls better. Just beating the Bears and a great win, and we could be the 1 seed, and just start thinking about San Francisco, Santa Clara, and the next week you have a really tough loss and all of the injuries. So this is the nature of the beast, and I thought Matt LaFleur handled. You could tell he was obviously pretty dejected, both about the way the game played and obviously with some of the injuries. But he is 100% right. Nobody is going to feel sorry for the Green Bay Packers ever. That's not how this works. And you're right, the Vikings are going to be coming. Baltimore, all of a sudden, you kind of thought, all right, the Bears game was going to be up and then you'd win the next 2. Well, with some of the injuries, there's nothing guaranteed in this league. And yesterday was another great example of that.
Tausch, if Watson is out for a game or 2 or God forbid longer than that, does that mean, okay, Golden, you're up, you need to stretch the out?
Oh, yeah.
Is it all about number 0 now?
Yes. Yeah, and I thought he came in and did a couple of things yesterday, but I don't expect him in his rookie season to be able to be as impactful as Christian Watson obviously has been, because we all thought after Tucker got hurt and Watson was still on IR, this thing's a wrap. And then Christian Watson comes in, and you just see how that Denver defense is one of the best in the league. And Christian Watson in our offense was humming yesterday, scoring point. It was going to be a great game. And then unfortunately Christian gets hurt, and the offense never really regained its footing outside of Josh Jacobs, being able to do a few things. So, yeah, Matthew Golden, it's time, baby. If Christian's out for a while, your speed and athleticism is going to need to be a huge part of anything to try and help Jordan Love in this offense, because without Micah, for sure, we're going to have to score more points. This whole idea of a defensive-led team and all that, that was going to be of concern even if Micah was healthy after yesterday, because I never saw Bo Nix. I thought Denver would beat us yesterday. I didn't think it would be on the arm of Bo Nix throwing for 302 yards. That I didn't see.
What did they have, 5 touchdowns? It was at least 4.
Felt like more.
Maybe, right? Yeah.
He had 4. So he had 4, and I think they had a rushing touchdown.
Yeah,
I think it was third. Yeah, I believe that's how it played out.
Just open our stats sheet. Eric and I are looking for highlights to play and whatever, and then 5th touchdown for Broncos. Really? That was that many? I guess I lost track. All right, Tausch, we'll be feeling better by midweek.
All right, sounds good. See you guys.
7:57 on Wisconsin's Morning News.